I think I have cast-on-itis because I have so much beautiful yarn that I really want to cast on with, and I just can't get the urge out of my head to cast on all of the things. So this week I'm going to cast on one thing every single day until I feel this cast-on-itis is cured. Some things I do have planned to cast on, others I just have the beautiful yarn for and no plans, so I'll probably be finding a pattern on the day. So let's get into a week of casting on. So I have my first cast on. It's looking so cute and I love the color. I decided to cast on Blouse number 2 by My Favorite Things Knitwear. I've never knitted one of her patterns before, and so far I'm really loving the clarity of her patterns. It has just been a breeze to go through. She just describes everything beautifully. She's just written everything out and laid everything out so nicely, which just makes any pattern a delight to follow. This one wasn't on my radar at all until probably yesterday when I was looking through Ravelry, because I wanted to cast on with this gorgeous color that has been staring at me every time I look at my yarn shelf. It's just the most beautiful, rich, pinky color. It's really deep. It's got a bit of a red undertone to it. So this is a cotton. It's from Bendigo Wool and Mills. It's their spring cotton 8-ply in the color Rich Rose. And oh my goodness, is this not the most beautiful color you've ever seen? I adore this. I've got 2 balls of this, so 400 grams. So it was a little bit tricky to find something to actually cast on with because I wanted something long sleeved. And so I only had about 800 meters to work with. I am gonna knit this blouse cropped, so I think I'm gonna have enough to actually like get through the whole knit. Fingers crossed. If not, I'll have short sleeves and cropped, and it'll be like extra summery kind of blouse. Or at least that's what I'm telling myself. This cotton is so cool because it's got a spring to it. So it's mostly cotton with a little bit of spandex in it. And the spandex is what makes it really cool and springy. So I was very curious to see how it was actually going to knit up. I did a little bit of a gauge swatch with it. And me and gauge swatches just don't get along, I've discovered, because every time I do a gauge swatch, it's wrong. And I always end up with a different size. And since I've been not blocking my gauge swatch and not really caring too much about it, I've been getting better sizes to fit. So go figure. And so what I've been doing with my gauge swatches, it's really lazy and I do not recommend it, but I've just been knitting it up, not blocking it, and just counting how many stitches there are, and then just like kind of subtracting 1 or 2 stitches. And I'm like, oh yeah, something around there. It just means I'll end up with a slightly different size garment. And so far it's been working out okay. I'll probably jinx myself and this one will end up huge or very small. This blouse has 20 centimeters of positive ease built into the blouse. So we'll see how I go. I don't mind if it's a little bit more oversized. I just really wanted kind of a summery sweater knit up in cotton because I'm still wearing sweaters at the moment. It is quite hot because it's spring here, but in the evenings it's been cooling down, there's been lots of storms, and my really woolly jumpers are just a little bit too hot, and so I want some spring sweaters. That's why I've casted on this one. Also, just because I want this beautiful color in my life, because how gorgeous is this gonna be? I'm not really sure how this springy cotton is really gonna work with this pattern. It's got a little bit of lace work in it, so we'll see how it goes. If I get a few hours in and I really don't like it, then I'll just rip it back. But so far I'm really enjoying the knit. There's just been some German short rows going on and I've just done my first lace round. It's looking pretty cute. So I've been knitting since about 12:30 this afternoon and I've spent about 3.5 hours on this, and here is the little update. It's coming along really, really well and I'm really happy with how it's working up. This yarn with the lace is actually working up really well. I've just realized this is my first time doing a boat neck construction and it is really simple. It's kind of like raglan, but even easier. This knit is super engaging and very addictive. It has an 8-row repeat, which is really fun to do. There's a lot of purling in it, but I'm actually not minding the purling at all because it kind of breaks everything up. I'm not usually a fan of purling, but in this, It's been pretty fun. This yarn definitely gives a little bit of a different texture, especially with the pearls. With the stocking knit, I don't find it's giving too much of a different result. So all in all, I'm really happy with the way this is working up, and I can feel it starting to cure my Cast-On-Itis. I'm just feeling a little bit better. I don't know what it does, just releases some happy endorphins or something like that, but casting on something, I think, is the only way to cure it. So I'm gonna see how much I can get done for the rest of the night, and then tomorrow I'm gonna cast on something else. Today I am gonna be making a leather bag because Babylon Leather has sent me another bag, and I am so excited for this one because I've been needing like a smaller handbag to carry around. My small handbag is very old and getting very worn, so this was well overdue. I have got another leather bag from Babylon Leather. This is the other one that I sewed, so I've done this one about, I don't know, 4 months ago, and I use it all the time. It can fit in pretty much like a whole sweater, and it's been fabulous just to take with me wherever I want to bring my knitting. And it's a little bit more stylish than your normal project bags, and I absolutely love this one. And there's so much fun to sew, so I'm very, very excited to be sewing this one up. So the one that I've ordered is the Veg-Tanned leather saddlebag DIY kit, and it is full grain and vegetable tanned leather. It's a small crossbody bag. Apparently it takes about 4 to 5 hours to sew up. So that's the mission today, to sew this bag and to see if I can get it all done. That would be amazing. Let's get to sewing. One thing that I love about Babylon Leather is they literally give you everything that you need in the kit. You even get a screwdriver. That's just attention to detail right there. And they don't just leave you high and dry, like, here's a kit and off you go. They give you tutorials, step-by-step tutorials, and they're so easy to follow and watch. So that's what's helping me pop all this together and make me look awesome and like I can sew bags. I love working with Babylon Leather. I had never worked with a leather before and found it so easy to do. The leather pieces have pre-cut holes in them, so this makes it a breeze to sew. There are 2 different hole options. There's oblique or round. Now, I'd recommend the round holes if you're a beginner, as they are easier to sew. This bag that I'm sewing now and the garden leather tote both have round holes and are super beginner friendly. The tutorials are absolutely fantastic, but they have wonderful online service if you get stuck as well. I've used my garden leather tote so many times and it still looks brand new, and I think this is due to the high quality leather that is used. Goodness, it's done. I'm so beyond happy with this. It's the color that does it for me the most. So this is the coffee brown color, and to compare, this is my garden party tote bag, and this is in caramel and this is in coffee brown. So you can kind of see the difference in browns. They're both gorgeous, stunning in their own right, but I don't know, something about this brown, it's perfection. It's absolute perfection. They actually sent me another version of this bag as well in another color, and I thought I would give you a bit of a color comparison in case you're wanting one of these bags and you're unsure or like undecided on what color you want. So obviously I haven't made this bag up, but this is the color brown and this is their coffee brown. So you can see that those browns are very, very different. Online, this does look a little bit less orange, but in person, it is a little bit more of like an orangey brown. It's beautiful, and I will be making this one up as well, but this one is a much darker brown. They've also got a light brown as well, which I think is in between these shades. So they've got a lot of colors to actually choose from, which I absolutely love about Babylon. So if you would like to sew yourself a Babylon leather bag, then now is the perfect time to be buying, because they've got their Black Friday sales on until December the 5th, and they have 30% off store-wide, plus you can use my code LOVELYDAY10 for an extra 10% off, so you could be getting 40% off a bag. Amazing. We have a giveaway. Babylon Leather kindly wants to give away one of their beautiful, beautiful bags as a Christmas gift to one of you lucky viewers. So to enter, all you have to do is subscribe to Babylon Leather on YouTube, like this video, and comment what is your favorite color leather bag. Mine is obviously brown. I could have a billion brown leather bags and be very, very happy. And the best part is that you can choose any bag on their website worth up to $300. And they have some absolutely stunning bags on their website. The winner of this bag will be announced in my pinned comment on my next video, which is November new releases next week. So make sure you stay tuned for that one and see if you're a lucky winner of a beautiful Babylon leather bag. So thank you so much to Babylon Leather for providing me with this gorgeous bag and for doing a giveaway for my beautiful viewers. I cannot recommend these bags enough. What? These chickens! Oh my gosh! All right. I'm coming back to you. I'm so excited, there's chickens. We got some baby chicks. I'm so excited. These ones we have actually been hatching out for my brother and sister-in-law. They are wanting to breed some chickens, and I had 4 broody hens, and so we gave one of them about 6 eggs, and so far we've had 4 hatch. So that is so exciting. And this one was the first one to hatch out. It hatched out yesterday, and then we've had a few more overnight, and then I've just seen there's another egg that's peeping. So we'll see how many we end up with. But this hen that they're under has been a mum before, and she does such a beautiful job. So here's some cuteness overload for you. Yesterday I did 7 hours on my blouse number 2, and it's coming up really, really well. I can't believe this is 7 hours of work. Like, it doesn't look like I've done much at all, but that's 7 hours for you. I don't even know if it's gonna fit over my head, but let's see. Oh yeah, that's all right. Ooh, I really like the way this boat neck is looking. It's very sophisticated, I feel, and this color. This color looks really, really lovely. I think I like this neckline better than a crew neck, because a crew neck sometimes feels like it's right up in your neck. This kind of gives you a little bit more space, so I am really happy with that. I think this yarn is really, really going to stretch out though, because it is quite springy and quite stretchy. So I wonder if it's like actually supposed to be sitting down there now if I'd blocked it. Anyway, I'm in love. I can't believe this is 7 hours of work. It looks like it's only like 3 hours of work, but here we are. 7 hours yesterday. Today we're casting on something different. It's the afternoon already. It's 12:30 the next day. So I had planned on casting on this morning, but editing took a little bit longer than expected. So now I'm starting the afternoon again. Let's see how far I can get on my next one. And today I'm planning on casting on the Lola Pullover by Unit, another kind of lacy work design. I just love the look of the fit of it, and the lace detailing. It looks really, really lovely. And I've got some beautiful, beautiful yarn to knit it up with. I have these two, which were gifted to me by a beautiful viewer. So these are the Sandisgarn Tin Silk Mohair, and this one is by Swish Yarns. It's 100% merino wool, and it's a beautiful hand dye. I think this combo is going to go so well together. The photos online look absolutely gorgeous, and I was thinking this combo would just be really lovely and look really nice with the lace. I've already done a swatch, and I've caked up a few of these like a month ago, because that's when I was planning on casting it on, and ended up doing other things instead. But today's the day I'm gonna cast on this gorgeous sweater. Let's get to it. I feel like I have been very distracted by baby chickens today because it is now almost 5 o'clock, I think, and I've only gotten 2.5 hours of knitting in. So this is where I'm at. There isn't that much progress. And it's not only that I've been distracted, but it's because I've been having to rip back. Because I've miscounted and then placed all my markers wrong. And then I had to rip all that back, try to figure out what I'd done wrong. I finally figured it out, and then I'd redone kind of up to where I was up to, and then I misread the chart, and so then I had to rip back, redo it again. So this is all I've got to show for about 2.5 hours, which, I mean, it's not bad, but it's basically just ribbing and a few short rows. I have done maybe one chart little repeat. So far it's looking really cute. I love the color of this. These yarns together are working up really lovely. I love that the hand dyed kind of has a bit of speckling of other colors through it, but that mohair has just that one strand of color, and the combination together is just beautiful. The hand dye is mainly the pinky kind of salmon-y color, but then it's got little specks of orange, and it's even got a little speck of like green through it. Just very, very subtle specks of other colors throughout, which I think is really lovely. You wouldn't be able to see it unless you're up close, but I think that adds a lot of intrigue into this, and it is such a soft combo. It's just working up like a little cloud. I'm pleasantly surprised because this hand dye is really soft on its own. Definitely a nice soft yarn next to skin, and this mohair is really lovely as well. It's probably very comparable to Knitting for Olive soft silk mohair. It's soft, but not like crazy overly soft. It's nice next to skin. I don't think it's going to be irritating, so bonus when it comes to some mohair. But I'm happy with this. I will keep knitting into the night and see how far I get. But my husband just came home, and we have our 8-year anniversary tomorrow, which is so awesome. And he said that he surprised me with taking the day off. So we are going to do something for it. I think we're tripping to somewhere and doing something for it. We'll see what happens. But that means I think I might even cast on another one tonight, a little mindless knit, so that I can take it on the road with us wherever we end up tripping to for the day. So I'm thinking I'm going to make another Summer Secret top by Jessie Made Design. I just made one, and I'm going to leave that one as is. I was going to alter the neckline, but I think I'm going to leave that one as is. And I've got another skein of hand-dyed yarn I really want to use, and I think I'm going to do the alterations where I continue the neckline all the way up, and that'll look really pretty. So that is going to be the perfect project for our little day trip out tomorrow, so I can knit in the car and it's just mindless stocking that stitch. I'll probably cast that one on tonight so it's ready to go for tomorrow. I just went into my yarn stash to look at the yarn that I wanted to use, and this one is it right here. It wasn't actually the one that I was planning on using, but then I just had a look at this one and thought, yeah, no, this is the one. This is the one I'm going to use. It is Explorer Knits and Fibre. It's their Denali sock, and I think it's called Thingvellir National Park, which, I mean, these colors are very like nationally parky. I get the vibe. I get the vibe. Very autumnal colors. It's got a bit of green in there as well as some like oranges and yellows. I'm really intrigued to see how this is actually going to knit up like, because I genuinely have no idea. Now that I'm looking at the yarn, I think I'm just going to cast on it straight away and not keep working on the Lola Pullover. I've got this cast on thing really bad this week. I'm running out of project bags. That's where we're at. I'm going to cast this one on very shortly, and I'll see you tomorrow. Hear the birds and see the sun. Side by side our fears are done. We've had a lovely morning so far. We are currently up at Dorrigo, and we're at a beautiful, beautiful lookout. We spent the morning looking at a nursery and buying many, many plants for our garden, so that was lovely. But I thought I would show you the progress that I made on my beautiful cast on from last night, and I just couldn't help myself. I went straight into the cast on. The yarn was just speaking to me, so I just couldn't help myself. So I spent about an hour or 2 hours last night on this one, and a few rounds in the car on the way up. And this is where I'm up to. It looks tiny, but it's because I'm going to be doing waist shaping, so I'm going to be increasing it a little bit more. So this will just be like the middle of the waist, and it is very, very stretchy. But this yarn is coming up so beautifully. I'm actually loving the way that it's turning out. I wasn't sure what kind of effect it would bring, and it's not I wouldn't really call it like micro striping. It's more of like a marley type of effect. I don't know, it's gorgeous. These color combinations are absolutely wonderful. And the more I look at it, the more I think it would look really, really pretty in a cowl. Maybe like some color work, cowl, mosaic, Andrea Mowry style cowl, if you know what I mean. This is just absolutely gorgeous. And we're about to go to a national park. So this colorway National Park is absolutely brilliant for today. And I just couldn't help myself. I don't have a pair of socks on the go at the moment, and I promised my husband a pair of socks, and because it's our anniversary, I decided to cast on a pair of socks on the way here, and I don't have much to show you, but this is the tiny little cast on that I've got. It's only a little bit, and I was going to be following a pattern, but then I decided that I've made a few socks now, so why not just try and make my own pair of socks without a pattern and see how I go. So that's what I'm going to attempt to do. See if I can like really understand the construction of a sock or not. But I'm using the Bendigo Woolen Mills multicolored sock, and it's like a self kind of striping, but like very gradual stripe. I've used this in the pink colorway before, and this one's just like in a bluey gray. So perfect for Mr. Lovely Day. Speaking of Mr. Lovely Day, he's out exploring somewhere, so I might get a few rounds in of knitting now while he's out and about exploring the beautiful view that we've got here. Found what we're looking for in life. Call us crazy, but things are finally right. With you and I, the future is bright. So my summer secret top has kind of gone on pause for just a little second because I have realized that for some unknown reason, my brain was thinking that I had to do decreases instead of increases. And so every increase round, I have actually done a decrease. So now I'll have to drop all those stitches and then try to figure out how to get rid of the decreases and put in increases. I don't know how I'm going to do that, but we'll figure it out. That's just part of knitting, isn't it? Figuring out how to fix the mistakes. So in the meantime, I have been working a little bit on the sock for Mr. Lovely Day, and I think the cuff is almost done. I've got a few more rounds to go on that and then it'll be done, but it's just been a very chill day. I've had a nap for about 2, almost 3 hours, and now we're just popping in some of the plants that we picked up this morning. So that's been a really lovely afternoon. So we'll see if I can get any more rounds done on this one, if I can fix the mistake or not. Otherwise I'll be repping it back, but that's fine. It's only stocking knit stitch. Other than that, I'll probably just be working on this for the rest of the day, and then looking forward to another beautiful cast on tomorrow. I've officially run out of project bags for all of these new whips. So yesterday I didn't get much more done on any of my 2 projects, my summer secret or my socks. I only just got a few more rounds of stocking knit stitch done on the sock, and then I just didn't feel like working on those ones anymore. And I didn't end up going back and fixing up my mistakes on the increases, decreases type thing on my summer secret top. So they have stayed as is. And I accidentally cast on something else last night while we were watching a movie. So I've got another new cast on to show you. Well, it's not technically like a new cast on because I had already cast it on, but it was in a different yarn. So if you caught my last podcast, you would have seen that I cast on the 2-fold sweater V-neck light by Kadri, I believe. And I cast that on in a yarn that I got for $1 from the markets. And I was really excited for it, but it was working up a pretty stiff, a little bit cardboard-like. And I just don't think it's gonna work for this garment that I want because there is a lot of drape in this garment. I just really feel like it's not going to work. So I'm just going to use that yarn for something else. I've had plenty of beautiful suggestions from my last video to maybe go up a few needle sizes and maybe try something with cables, something with like a little bit more of a structured kind of to the pattern. So I'm going to give that a go with that yarn. But because I already bought the pattern for this one, I really wanted to cast it on. And I have this gorgeous Cotton Crush 4-ply by Bendigo Woolen Mills that I have just fallen in love with the color of, and it's been staring at me on my yarn shelf. So I thought this would actually be a beautiful combination with this sweater because it is so drapey. I haven't done like a full cotton sweater before, so we'll see how this goes. I do have the blouse number 2 that I casted on earlier in the week in a 8-ply cotton. So I'm very curious to see how these cotton sweaters kind of work up. This one is just like an all over plain stocking knit stitch, very simple sweater. And that's what I really wanted. I think this green is going to go so nicely with my pair of white jeans, even black jeans. Might even go with a couple of skirts that I've got. This is just, it's just a gorgeous color. It's called khaki, and it is very much a khaki green. So I got just a couple hours done last night, but I'm pretty much up to where I was when I was working it up with my other yarn. So now I've got this to look forward to. I'm really, really looking forward to this. This is working up so beautifully. I love the fabric that it's like knitting up. I think it's going to be perfect for my climate because it's not going to be too overly hot. And I've just been craving some sweaters that are nice and light and aren't like too hot because I'm still wearing sweaters of a nighttime here. It is heating up a lot, but there's been plenty of storms and things around. So it's been a little chilly. So I've just been wanting kind of like a cotton lightweight sweater to like pop on. I also want to make up some cardigans in some cotton as well because I just feel like it's going to be perfect for transitional weather and also summer here as well on the colder days. So I'm really loving this, but I have another top that I want to cast on today. So we're doing another cast on, and I've got the yarn for this. I picked up the yarn from Spotlight a while ago and I didn't know what I was going to make for it. And I mentioned in my last podcast that I wanted to make the Margaux top because I saw Kristen from Skein Yarn knitting hers up on her podcast. Beautiful podcast, by the way, if you want to check her out. Also, she is now expanding her shop a little bit and getting some different yarn brands in. And so this weekend, it'll actually be tomorrow, when this video releases, I will be going to her. She's having like a little open day on Saturday at her yarn store because she's bringing in some new brands and there's going to be knitting for Olive, and I am so excited. She's also selling Chiago needles now, and I need a few double ups of needles now that I've got so many cast-ons because I'm swapping needles here, there and everywhere, and it's getting really annoying. So that's absolutely awesome. I'm really excited to see the knitting for Olive colors in person because it's so hard to shop online. So when she announced that she was like bringing in some more yarn brands, I was just so excited. So I will be there on Saturday doing a little bit of yarn shopping and I cannot wait. Anyway, I don't know how I got on that tangent, but I picked up this cotton yarn from Spotlight a while ago and I love the color. It's a beautiful brown and I wasn't too sure what I was actually going to knit up with it. So I kind of just got a quantity that I thought would be fine for a top. And when I saw the Margaux top knit up in that brown, I just instantly knew that that's what this yarn was meant for. So I'm really excited. I'm going to be casting that on today. Hello, new summer top. Absolutely stunning. So it's been about 4.5 hours since I last talked to you guys, and this is all I have to show for it. I have only just finished the ribbing for the hem, and it's because I didn't realize this pattern had tubular cast on. And if you've been watching my channel for a while, you know last time I tried a tubular cast on, it literally took me 8 hours to try and figure out. This time wasn't that bad because I had more of an idea of what was going on, and it actually took me only about 2.5 hours. That's still a really long time just to get the cast on. I don't know why it takes me so long. I just find it really fiddly. So I didn't have the most fun with that cast on. And I don't think it's that impressive of an edge. I don't think it's worth it. Like the time versus reward, I find it's just not worth it. I think I'm just gonna do a long tail cast on next and take literally 20 minutes opposed to 2.5 hours. But I did learn how to turn the 1x1 ribbing into a 2x2 ribbing with it, which is a cool skill to learn. But again, I just don't think it was really worth it for the edge. It just doesn't look that appealing to me. Maybe I've done it wrong. Maybe I have not done it how it's supposed to be, but to me, it's not that neat. And a long tail cast on probably would look the same and be just as stretchy because it's not that impressively stretchy either. So I don't know, maybe that's just me. Maybe it's just a me thing, but I don't enjoy a tubular cast on. no thank you. But I'm just about to get into doing the body of it. So lots of texture. I think it's got a little bit of lace work through it too. This is a bottom up construction. So I think this is like my third or fourth bottom up construction now, and it's growing on me. It's really growing me. Each time I do it, I do enjoy getting like the cast on over and done with, and so you don't have to like spend ages binding off right at the end. I do enjoy that. So it is growing on me the more and more that I do it. Yeah, I'm pretty excited to not be doing ribbing or the hem anymore. So let's get into some texture. The rest of the afternoon actually went a little bit more smoothly than the morning because the repeat is actually a lot easier than I thought it would be. It's got a little bit of lace work, bit of ribbing, bit of purling, bit of knitting. It's a little bit of everything. It's been a really pleasant knit so far. I'm loving the color of this yarn. I cannot wait to have this top in my wardrobe. Oh, it's just gonna look so good. I think this is actually the last thing that I'm gonna be casting on for this week. I still don't think my Cast-On-Itis is cured, honestly. I still want to cast on a bunch more things. I still have the seashore blouse that I want to cast on, so I might cast that on next week. And then obviously I want to do the Arctic Light sweater, but I'm going to finish the Slow Traveler sweater first, and then a few of the other sweaters that I've got on the needles at the moment. And then we'll see how I go. But yeah, definitely Cast-On-Itis is not cured. I still want to cast on everything. I've got so much yarn on my shelves, and I think that's what's really motivating me to like want to cast on so many things. It's just, there's too much beautiful yarn and not enough knitting time, I think, coming from someone who has a lot of knitting time. I'm really happy with everything that I've casted on. We'll see which ones I work on the most. I'm loving the blouse number 2. I love the color of that one, and I really, really want that one in my wardrobe. So I think I'm going to be working on that one quite a bit. And the 2-fold V-neck sweater, I think I'm really enjoying since casting that on last night. It was just so much fun, and I'm loving the fabric that it's bringing up. So those two definitely, and this one as well, I think is going to be a big priority as well because I really, really want this. But then again, all of them I just want to work on, so we'll see which ones I actually like feel like working on. But then I don't have any color work on the needles at the moment, so I've been looking at trying some mosaic knitting because there's some beautiful patterns out there, so I might have to cast that on too. I don't know. We'll see. There's too many beautiful knits and not enough time. Thank you so much for joining me as I casted on all of these beautiful new garments. I still don't feel fully cured from the Cast-On-Itis. I still want to cast on so many more things. So I don't know if casting on things is a cure. I don't think it is. I think it's just an inevitable thing when you're a knitter that you're just going to want to cast on so many things. If you're looking for some more knitting podcasts, vlogs and inspiration, then make sure to hit that subscribe button and join the family here at Lovely Day Knits. Thank you so much again for watching, and I hope you have a lovely day.